Namaste and welcome back to your Swa kitchen. Today I'm going to show you a very basic but very important recipe. We will learn how to make fresh cheese, or paneer as it's called. This is a very simple recipe, but it's a very important recipe, especially for people who do not consume enough protein or who do not get enough protein even though they consume it in their lives, meaning they are not able to digest it and absorb it. That can be due to several factors, of course. It can be a local problem with your digestive system. It could be that the protein that you're eating is too heavy and is not prepared properly. And it could be that the protein itself doesn't have the proper qualities to be digested and absorbed properly. So this protein, this fresh paneer or cheese, is highly intelligent, as Vaidya likes to call it, meaning when it goes into your body, it knows not to sit there, it knows how to get absorbed and digested, so you get the benefit out of it. And the method that it's prepared is also highly intelligent. It's very minimal. We use very simple steps and very basic ingredients, natural ingredients, because there are ways of using other ingredients to make it. And so this is it then. You just get fresh paneer, and the way you can prepare it is just, there's so many recipes, so many ways to combine this paneer into your meals, and I will show you one way to consume it as a sweet dish in the next clip. But first I would like to show you how to put it together. So I have already here started the process for warming some milk. Ideally, if you can get raw milk, it's what's recommended because it's been unprocessed, untouched, and it will be the best in terms of being absorbed and digested by your body. But these days it's becoming harder and harder to get raw milk. So the next preferable thing for you to do is to get non-homogenized pasteurized milk. So non-homogenized milk means it hasn't been through the process where the fat molecules are broken down and distributed equally over the whole milk, and you get cream top on top of the milk, and that's easier to digest. If you can find non-pasteurized, of course, it's ideal, but it's hard, like I said. But if you can stay away from flash pasteurized milks, then it's also a good thing, because flash pasteurization means they expose the milk only a few seconds, even milliseconds probably, to high heat, and that's how they pasteurize it. But you can imagine how high the temperatures of that heat must be to pasteurize it instantly like that, and it does things to the molecules of the milk. So anyways, what you will need today is milk. If you want to do this the traditional way, you'll need to get cheesecloth, which you can get from any grocery store, or if you have a clean, unused cotton shirt, white shirt, you can also cut that up. Either is fine. I'm going to show you both ways, and I'm going to show you also the shortcut for making the cheese. So first you're going to make sure that the milk comes to a boil, and I'm going to prepare my cheesecloth here, just so. So next step is, the whole purpose is to break the milk and separate the milk solids from the whey. So let's add, I am going to use fresh lime to break the milk. Now, different recipes can use lemon, vinegar, citric acid, so on and so forth. Anything that's sour that will react with the milk molecules to break things down, but we will use lime. Here we go. So usually there's a basic standard amount of how much lime you should put, but because it all depends on how sour or less sour the lime is, or how much juice you get or don't get out of the lime, you really have to learn how to respond to the milk as it's breaking in front of you. So I just squeezed one lime juice in there, and it's almost breaking. Yes, looks like we got it. Let me show you what I have. I have yellowish water, which is the whey water, and inside you can see clumps of milk solids, which is the milk. Okay, so next, so this is one way of doing it. You boiled it, you broke it down, and now you're gonna pour the whole thing. You can put this strainer with the cheesecloth in your sink, rest it there, and then pour it through. So we are capturing the milk solid. So this is one way of doing it. Let me show you quickly. So then you would tie this. You should be careful because it's really hot. Some people like to run water over it as well. And then you can just squeeze it and then make sure that if you want it to be nice and hard so that you can cut it into cubes, which is what some recipes call for, then you make sure that you drain out all of the whey water from here. If you like it to be a little moist and you like to put it into your meals in a scrambled fashion, then you can keep it a little more moist. But this is one way of doing it, and then I'm going to show you the shortcut, which basically consists of just using a tea strainer and going just so. I used to use a cheesecloth for many years, but then one day one friend said, "This is what I do," and ever since then I've chosen the lazy method, and it works. So here we go. I captured the rest of the paneer, and I make sure I strain out the extra water. I like to keep my cheese a little more moist because I find it's tastier that way, and I don't like it too hard unless the recipe calls for it. So once I've captured this, I can refrigerate this. Ideally, it's nice if you can make this fresh and consume it on the spot. Otherwise, we're all working men and women. So you can store this up, depending on how much you made, up to 4 or 5 days. Even though we say in Ayurveda not to refrigerate and, eat things like that because we don't want to consume leftovers, but this is considered a raw material. It's not cooked and processed. So it's okay to store in the fridge and then consume, on a daily basis, as long as you're mixing it in with nice spices that will help with metabolism and digestion. So here you go. We just made our paneer, and I'm going to show you next how to make a sweet dish out of this. So stay here.